Shut up and sit down.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the TRG Games podcast. My name is iAreCade, and here I am with my good friend and co-host Chezizzle. What's happening there, Chaz? What's going on? I see. So let's fill in people for the time being. If you're watching us on YouTube, you already know what's happening. But for those of y'all who are listening to it through audio, whether it's through Spotify or Apple Podcasts, whatever it may be, Chaz and I are actually going to be playing Animal Crossing New Horizons while doing podcasts. So just to let y'all know, if we just randomly start talking about something that you're like, what the hell are they talking about? That's why, because we're playing and recording a podcast at the same time. So if you want to go ahead and watch the YouTube video of it, I think this would probably be the best one to watch because there's actual footage. Yeah, so just to give y'all a heads up. But nonetheless, obviously we're going to be talking about Animal Crossing New Horizons, which just recently came out, and also Call of Duty Warzone. Cooper is unfortunately not here, so we won't be talking about Doom Eternal because he's the only one that would be playing it anyway. So we'll talk about that at a later date. But for now, let's get into, obviously, Chaz, what have you been playing?
I have been playing Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Woo! Yeah, that's pretty much all I've been playing too. That and Call of Duty Warzone, which is kind of why this podcast is about those two, because they both recently came out, and that's kind of what we've been doing. And look, there's Taylor
with the Mickey Mouse shirt. I like that.
Yeah, but yeah. So that's what that's pretty much what we've both been playing. That and so. So, what's your thoughts here on Animal Crossing so far, there, Chad?
It's amazing. Like,
yeah, we've been obsessed with it. We're actually on my island right now, so we can go and kind of walk around if you want.
like I struggle to find something wrong with the game. That's
as far as like what I can think of is maybe like for those who have never played this game, it could be it's kind of like Minecraft, to where like it really does not hold your hand at all. Very loosely, it kind of does at the beginning. You can just talk to like Tom Nook and kind of see what you should be doing for the time being. But after a couple of days, like you're really on your own. And for some new beginners, it might be a little hard to kind of figure out what they're really supposed to be doing at times. And that's really kind of the only thing I could think of. Like, because they've added customization to items that you craft now. And, like, crafting and customization, I think, is, like, the biggest new additions to this thing. And it's really awesome.
Yeah, like, I've just started messing with the customization stuff, and it is awesome.
Speaking of, let's go check out my house there, Chaz. Okay. Right here. Woo.
Little beachfront crib.
Little beachfront crib, dude. Yeah. But, yeah, so Animal Crossing, for those of y'all who don't know and are kind of wondering what it is, it's kind of, I guess you can say it's a simulator in a way. It's kind of a real-life simulator with some crafting and stuff like that.
You should have a vacuum.
Yeah, dude, I gotta have a vacuum. You know how clean I am. I got to. Gotta have it.
Yeah, like, it's a life simulator, and at the moment, this is our life, so it's like perfect.
Yeah, because we're not really doing anything out. Well, I mean, I still have work because I'm an essential worker, but that's besides the point, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, for most people. But yeah, it's kind of its really own thing, you know. Like, there's really nothing that's kind of similar to it. Like, basically, you have an island that you're put in charge of, and you can build houses. You can build houses for your villagers. You can fish and catch bugs, and then bring those to the museum. Dig up fossils, bring those to the museum. And all of this time, yeah, we can go check out the museum if you want. And all this time, you're paying off your debt and your house mortgage to a raccoon.
Yeah, if you tried to explain this game to somebody,
It sounds
okay,
absurd.
so like it's this game. It's about being in debt to this raccoon, this communist raccoon, and like
Yeah, because basically he's just like, hey, let's go inhabit an island, and I'm gonna make you do all this stuff and pay me.
and that's the game.
That's basically the game, but it's super fun, super addicting, and it's just fun. You can lose hours. Pretty much this whole past weekend, I was off Friday, and then went back to work today, which is a Monday. But so those 3 days we were off. Like me and Taylor just played Animal Crossing like all day.
Yeah, like I've literally all I've done since Friday is play Animal Crossing. Like,
Yeah.
I've been like choosing what hours to sleep so I could like be up at 5 a.m. when Tom Nook does the announcement, so I could start my day off. Like, it's been like, I mean, I'm up at that time anyway usually, but I've been making sure I was on my Switch ready to go at 5 a.m. I could start my day off. And like,
That's some dedication
like
right
this
there.
game is like exactly what I've been wanting for so long. Like the past.
And it's come at a
Yeah,
perfect
like the past
time.
couple months,
too.
I haven't been able to find a game that I've wanted to play.
Yeah.
And this is what I've been wanting, like just a game to lose myself in for days.
Yeah.
Like,
Because even though Warzone came out a week prior, like it still doesn't scratch the itch of like just losing yourself in a game that's just in a way mindless. Like you're not on edge, adrenaline pumping like Call of Duty. So like I'm glad both of those two things came out around the same time, because like I have both ends of the spectrum of something that's really chill, relaxing that I could play with Taylor or anyone else online, and then Call of Duty where I could squat up with you and my cousin or Alec or my brother, or, and just play some battle royale.
yeah, like
It's a great
for
time
me
right now,
personally, like
in a way.
battle royales, like I can play for a couple hours and then I feel like I get bored. So like it's good to have like I could jump on Warzone for a couple games, get that fixed, and then jump into Animal Crossing. And, like,
Yeah, which I'm totally also about playing some Warzone after this podcast if you're
Yeah.
down. I don't know if you want to play Animal Crossing or not, but
I'm about
that's on the
anything.
table.
But like,
Cool.
yeah, like these two games coming out and Doom, even though we're not really in Doom, like it's just like a wide spectrum of like everyone's got a game to play right now.
Yeah, it's pretty great. Considering what's been going on
Yeah.
in the outside world, but yeah, it's definitely something to keep in mind. Is just like before this, like there was nothing that came out in 2020, which is kind of why we haven't really been doing a podcast. Like there really hasn't been much to really talk about.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm gonna come sit on the side of you if I can. I don't think
Oh
I can.
no, can I slide over?
I can't share a seat with you,
Yeah.
bro.
Take up the whole
I
seat.
could sit right here. We could just look at each other.
Yeah, face this way. I'm gonna take
You're out of the frame now, though.
You can sit now.
All right, cool. Hey, look at that. Just chilling in the aquarium,
I'm
chatting.
gonna selfie with.
My cousin Cody and my fiance Taylor is somewhere else on the island, just roaming around, probably destroying it. I don't know.
Oh yeah, do we have axe privileges?
What was that?
Can I like take out my axe?
I don't know if you can actually take out your axe in this game. Like if you're in someone else's island, maybe. That would kind of suck.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Like, lose
just
all my
cut all
food.
your trees down. You're gonna be screwed.
Yeah, like I know you can dig, and I think you can plant stuff, but I don't know if you could chop them down completely.
Do you-
I don't see why
Do
you
you have
couldn't.
like plans of what you're gonna do to your island yet and stuff?
So we could take a look around later on, but so right now the kind of like hub island of like where the plaza is and stuff is kind of gonna be more of like the inhabited part of it. So like on the left side of the plaza, I have like my house at the beach, and then I have the two starting houses and the museum. And then on the right side is going to be all the other islanders that will come and join as of right now. And then across the river on the left side, I have my orchard and like my coconut trees and everything. And there's like a little pond. I don't really know exactly what I'm going to do completely with it, but that's kind of what I'm doing at the
Yeah,
moment.
what fruits you have?
Just some. I do have pears,
Like on this island.
coconuts, apples, and peaches. Peaches is what I started off with.
I definitely need to grab some peaches before I leave.
Okay. I can.
See, this is what this game does. We're supposed to be recording a podcast and we're just talking about animal, bro.
Well, that's pretty great though. That's why I said like this is probably the better one to watch like on YouTube because there's context. Not on YouTube, you're like I don't know what they're talking about. But I could probably buy you some because I don't think I have any peach trees that are sprouted yet. Yeah, because they take like forever to fucking.
Dude, how great is this museum?
Dude, the museum's fucking amazing.
Incredible.
So, this is probably the most dynamic and the coolest, best, whatever other cool words you want to use to describe this museum. I love the aquarium the most. I think it's just because, like, I fish and stuff, so for me it's just, like, awesome. Like, I have an affinity for, like, fish.
Wait, did you catch one of these, dude?
Yeah, I caught everything.
Caught the dory fish?
Yeah, I caught the dory fish, the bubbles fish.
Man, I haven't caught any of these.
I got a Nemo in my pocket, too. But I can't put it in yet because y'all are all on my island, so I can't donate anything to Blathers. Dude, these are the weirdest fucking things.
You had the butterfly ones?
The butterfly fish? No, what's it called? The sea butterfly, dude. Yeah. So weird. They're so majestic, yet weird.
Really, like in real life, I've been wanting to go to the aquarium, and now, like, I don't have to. I'm here.
Yeah, we went to the aquarium in New Orleans about a year ago, I think. Taylor had a friend come in from Kentucky, and, like, we just spent a day in New Orleans, and we went to the aquarium. And it's pretty dope.
Yeah.
We didn't go to the zoo, though. We just did the aquarium that day. I haven't been to the zoo since our senior...
Yeah, it's the only time I've ever been to the zoo, then.
Yeah, that's the last time I went. But yeah, anyway. So that's Animal Crossing.
Oh, shit.
We're still gonna be playing while... Yeah, dude, I got a whale shark, bro!
Dude!
Dude, it was so crazy.
Where?
Like, I just saw a shark on the beach.
On the beach?
Yeah, it was out in the sea. I saw, like, the shark, like, on the beach, and I was like, oh, shit, it's a shark. Had no idea, like, obviously what it was gonna be.
What?
But, dude... Color me surprised when that huge ass thing jumped out the fucking water when I caught it.
I thought that other shark was like the biggest.
Oh, the hammerhead? Dude, I actually had a great white earlier, yesterday while I was playing. But when I was playing online to where like Taylor could join me. And I accidentally put the Switch in sleep mode. And when I reopened it, I lost everything that happened before I connected online.
Damn.
So I didn't have the shark anymore. And I was so pissed.
Sucks.
I was so pissed. But, yeah, so, word of the wise, for those of y'all who want to play online.
Keeps going. How big is this?
Yeah, I don't know what's down here. I don't really know what goes down here. I'm assuming, this might be like the deep water fish, like the lanternfish and shit.
Oh, you didn't catch any of those?
No, I haven't caught any of those yet, but I don't know what goes in this exhibit. Like, I don't know if these are exhibits or not.
I don't know.
Right here. It looks like they'd have like a scuba diver outfit or something. Okay, well, anyway, yeah, so if you're playing online and you're hosting, don't turn your Switch... Actually, if you're online in general, I would say don't put your Switch in sleep mode by accident or on purpose, because you'll lose all your... I guess if you're the host, sure, or whatever, because you lose all the progress that you made.
Catch that turtle?
So... Yeah, I got the little snapping turtle.
There's so many fish I haven't caught yet. Jeez.
Dude, and this is like half the fish in the game.
Jesus, dude. Okay.
It's crazy how much they have.
That was just 1/3 of the museum. What the fuck?
Yeah, we didn't even go to the fossils or the insects
Insects, let's go. Even though Blathers hates insects.
Yeah, that makes no sense. He's a bird.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess owls eat rats and rodents, but like still, that's a little weird. But alright, so let's try to transition into Call of Duty as hard as that will be. That's why we're just kind of walking around the museum.
Yeah,
it's a little more chill. But yes, so Call of Duty Modern Warfare, probably one of the most lackluster Call of Duties to have ever been created. We've already talked at length about how we feel about Modern Warfare. However,
it's the best-selling one ever. So
their battle royale called Warzone came out. And it has changed every thought and opinion I've had about Modern Warfare, in a sense, because this is what I feel like Modern Warfare should have been from the get-go.
Yeah.
It just feels so good to play, and like the doors and all make sense in Battle Royale, not in multiplayer, but it just feels so good. And like instead of having 100 people like most Battle Royales, you have 150 now. You have squads of 3, and you can play solo. Solo, in my opinion, is not as fun in this game compared to some of the other Battle Royales. I don't know if you tried playing any solos or not.
Yeah, I actually like the solos, which is something that I can't say for a lot of VRs. Yeah, actually, the solos aren't too bad.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I don't know. I feel like
It's definitely not as good
I
as
guess
the
having
3v3, but like...
yeah. I guess having the gulag.
Yeah, the gulag is what
So
makes
let me backtrack a little bit. So whenever you die for the first time in the game, unless it's way later in the game, but the beginning section of it, the beginning half or so, if you die or anyone in your squad dies, you get sent to the gulag, which basically is like you're a prisoner of war at that sense, basically, and you can 1v1 another downed person in the world. So another person who has died, you can 1v1 them, and you get a random weapon. It's usually shotguns and pistols. Unfortunately, you also get Simtexes and grenades and other equipment and stuff, which I think if they would just take that out, I think that'd be great. I think it should only be pistols, though. I don't really care for the shotguns either. I think pistols is just a little more fun. But, yeah, so if you lose, you're out completely, and your other squad mates have to either buy you at redeploy you out of a buy station.
Wait a minute, you time travel?
I did for 2 days.
Come on, man. Okay, continue.
I know how you feel about time traveling. I saw the tweet today. I was about to tweet at you too. I was like, but what if I just did the first 2 days?
I guess it's understandable. Continue. I'm sorry.
Actually, I went back in time too.
This was dated the 24th. I'm like, wait a second.
Yeah. I think the 24th and the 25th, and that's as far as I got, and then I went back yesterday.
Wait, what happened?
Taylor's leaving.
Oh.
Bye, Taylor.
Bye.
She's like downstairs too. Like bye. But what were we talking about? Oh yeah, time traveling. Yeah, so I went back because I wanted to make sure everything was like on the same day, but I wanted to fast forward the first 2 days because that's kind of like when nothing happens in this game.
Yeah, that's why my
museum
isn't open yet.
Yeah, which is something I guess we forgot to talk about.
I like that it's real time. Like that's one of the things that I like about the game.
Yeah. I just didn't like how slow it was at the beginning of like trying
I definitely
to,
didn't have like I usually like I can see what you're saying.
Yeah, you just get bored really quick the first 2 days. So that's why I kind of skipped ahead so I can get the museum open and have my house built and just start from there. So that's why everything's back on track now. So if you look at like on the screen, it shows March 23rd on Monday, which is when we're recording. Yeah. But if you look at some of the things I've caught, some of them are, well, that was a terrible example because those were on the 23rd. That was also the 23rd.
Weird, I went on the 24th.
Here, the bagworm is on the 24th, and the wasp. So, stuff like that. But anyway, so back traveling actually doesn't really affect you as much, unless there's some like weird time sensitive event, maybe. I don't know. But for me, it was perfectly fine. Just if you want to time travel or time travel forward or backwards, you have to make sure your game is completely closed before you're doing it, though. You can't do it while you're still in game. It won't work. Yeah. But anyway, back to Call of Duty. Oh, it's all good. So yeah, so the gulag. If you win in the gulag, you get redeployed without having your teammates having to spend money to redeploy you into the overworld. But you only get that opportunity once. And then the whole team, your whole squad basically has that opportunity as well. And once all of y'all have been out, if y'all have been to the gulag already and you're out the second time around, that's it. You can't try to come back or anything. You're out completely for good. So with the gulag in mind, I think it makes solos a little better because you do have that second chance, which you normally wouldn't have. Normally you'd like spend a few minutes trying to get into a game, fall out of the ship, and then you just die immediately, and then you're back into the menu, and you have to do it over and over until, like Fortnite was like a pain in the ass with that. But so I think it balances out pretty well in that sense. But I don't know. I think it's just fun playing with other people.
Yeah, like, I think the gulag and the money system are the two things that separate this BR from every other BR. Like, being able to, like you said, come back if you die, like, in a stupid way. Or, like, if your teammates are still alive, you have a chance to come back. And it's not like on Apex, like, they don't go get your card. You can't come back. Like, they can just buy you back. It's like, I definitely enjoy that way more. And I think that's what makes Warzone so good. It's because you can like the momentum could swing. Like almost everyone on your team could die. You could have one person alive, and you could bring everybody back, and then you could win. Like it's just way better. So.
Yeah, I had this game that I was playing with one of my friends from work, and one of his buddies, and someone else is leaving, probably Cody. But anyway, we were playing, and they all we dropped Superstore, we all dropped down, and all of us died. So then we all went to the gulag. I was the only one who made it out, and then I redeployed back at the Superstore, picked up a couple guns. I think I had like a P90 and like an LMG, and this was like with no one on our team getting kills at all yet. And like I dropped like 9 kills in Superstore. Like redeployed both of my teammates back. I think I ended up with like 11 or 13 kills. We didn't win, unfortunately. But it was wild. It was insane. Like I was 1v3ing like 3 different teams at once just by myself, and it was insane. I wish I recorded that. I would throw up some Warzone gameplay. I might record some after, so that way while we're talking about. I do actually. If you go on my Twitter at iAreCade, IARECADE, I do have a clip of when we won our first Warzone match. 1v3'd at the end. Although it says I had a collateral, I don't know if maybe I actually 1v4'd or not. I didn't really take a good look, but I saw a collateral and I was like, I don't know who I collateraled.
Yeah, I don't know.
But anyway, I clutched it. That's what really matters.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how we won. That's all that matters in the end. But yeah. So how do you feel about the money system in Warzone? I know this is a big thing for some people, like the loadout drops. So to kind of give insight on what the loadout drops are in Warzone, basically it's $6,000 in the game. And you get a loadout crate, and it can be used, I think, 3 times. So basically your whole squad can use it. So you all get your loadouts, which are your custom classes. So you can have your actual in-game custom classes in Warzone. So you get your primary weapon, your secondary, or your second primary weapon if you have overkill. You get all 3 perks. You get a tactical and a lethal equipment. And there's been a lot of talk about if it's balanced or not. I think personally that it could be probably a little more expensive.
Yeah.
Although the base weapons that are dropped are usually pretty trash. I'm not gonna lie.
In comparison to like the purples and golds.
Yeah. Because like you're not getting M4s and MP5s a lot of times in drops. You're getting like M13s.
Yeah.
Whatever that crappy LMG is that has like 40 bullets for an LMG is terrible because it takes longer to load than to shoot your whole clip.
Yeah.
Pistols and like a couple shotguns. So the loadout drops I find are a little better. It also allows for a lot of variation, although usually everyone's running like the same few
at the end
weapons.
of the game, everyone has the same class pretty much.
Yeah, so I mean it does feel like it's kind of meta, really. You know, you have either the AX50 or the HDR with a thermal most of the time. And then usually other people will pair it with an AUG, M4, P90.
Some kind of AR.
some sort of other AR maybe. Yeah. I don't think most. I think most people use the M4 if anything. Like I usually use the AX50 and the M4. Yeah. And then you have like Cold Blooded, Overkill if you're using 2 primaries. I have Amped because switching weapons can take fucking forever at times. And then I have the heartbeat sensor and a Simtex.
Yeah. See,
and then I'm rocking a silencer on both as well.
I'm conflicted about it because, like, on one side, it removes the randomness that BRs struggle with a lot of times when they want to be competitive. But on the other side, at the end of pretty much every game, everyone has the same class, and it just gets super boring. And, like, getting sniped from across the map thermal is just not super fun, so I don't really know what they can do to fix that. I mean, making it more expensive could help, but, like, everyone's going to be able to afford it if they make it to the end of the game. So,
yeah.
I like that it removes the randomness, because I hate randomness in BRs. Like, that's one of the things I hate.
Yeah, because you can have, like, the best drop or whatever and, like, just have, like, the shittiest
weapon. Exactly.
I don't know. Like, you can just drop, like, in a good spot. Like Superstore is usually a hot spot. TV Station's a hot spot. Hospital and military base are kind of like the big ones. Lumber as well. Actually, all of the named ones are kind of good drop
150
points, really.
people, there's going to be people at every spot.
Yeah, like they kind of just have to because there's so many people. But like let's say you drop downtown or something, which is let me use Superstore, which is a little smaller. Downtown's pretty big. So Superstore, there's a lot of loot spots. It's actually a good. I like it. It's a good little drop spot. But like hypothetically, you could have only pistols and like the pump shotgun.
Yeah, like you could just get unlucky one time and then fuck off.
And then it's just like, well, it's done. Like that's nothing I could really do anymore.
Yep.
You know? So it's a little unfortunate, but with the way it works. But anyway, I think that in the end, the loadout drop could be maybe a little more expensive. I think 10,000 would be like the max. I think 8,000 though would probably be a little better.
8,000 would work, I think.
Now the thing is, you can also put your money together with your teammates. So if one teammate had like 2,000 and the other one had 4,000, even if the other one is out or has $0, you can get a loadout drop.
Yeah.
So it's not like only one person can get it. Each person's money is exclusive. You can drop money for each other. So you can get one pretty quick. Like you can drop down immediately, get 6,000 within like 2 minutes, and like have your loadout.
Yeah, another thing is maybe you can make it so only one person can grab it. So
that could be an option.
You always have to buy your own, so that the whole team gets kitted out every time.
Yeah. Now that could work for the bought ones. It's a one-time use, and then the ones that are dropped out in the world, like as a random drop, those could be used up to 3 times, like normal. That you have to fight.
Yeah, I think that would work.
I think it would be more intense if they all dropped randomly, but at the end of the day,
that's
it's
just
like
more randomness.
It's just even more randomness. Yeah, they would have to drop better weapons in the overworld for that to be a thing.
I know we're not talking about Animal Crossing right now, but I've caught like 4 things that I've never seen in this game.
Where are you at? Because I have a peach.
I'm on the beach, the left side.
Giggity. Oh, left side? Okay. I'm on my way. But, yeah. So, I don't know. There's a lot of back and forth about the loadout drops. I think that's probably the most I don't know if I want to say unbalanced, but that's probably the biggest criticism in the game at the moment.
Definitely.
There's a peach for you. What apple? You have apples,
right? I don't have any on me, though. I'd have to go grab some if you need some.
No, that's fine. I got an apple already. Taylor had some from a friend, but I can get you a pair.
I got cherries, too, if you need cherries.
I definitely need a cherry.
I'm going to have to go get some.
This is going to be the weirdest podcast ever. But I think it's going to be fun. Alright, so if I can remember where the fuck that pear tree is.
I'm good on pears. I have pears.
You have pairs? Oh, okay. Oh, wow. I didn't catch this bug yet, so at least I came over here for something. It's a weird looking fucking bug. What is that? A violin beetle. What the fuck?
Dude, your iron just fucking has all kind of crazy shit.
Someone was chopping my trees.
Dude, it doesn't let me take my axe out.
Someone chopped my tree. I don't know what the hell happened here. Unless I did it and I forgot about it. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. The other biggest thing that's kind of irritating in it, but I think that's for all BRs basically, is just height advantage is just stupid in this game, especially.
Yeah.
Just because there's so many tall buildings, especially like the downtown area.
I don't even like going downtown. Like it's.
I don't really care for downtown either. But it sucks when like the final circle is like in that area, and it's like, well, I guess I gotta go downtown.
Yeah.
Like we had a circle yesterday. I was playing with Rhett and Alec, and our circle was like in between downtown and the park, and then like it ended up going like kind of like into the wide open, and it was the weirdest. It was the weirdest circle because it was just like fight for height advantage, and then it's just like hopefully you just don't get shot because there's no cover.
Oh, I got a complaint. I just thought of one. Can't get in the fucking stadium, man.
Yeah, why is that you can't get in the stadium? Of all the places. Okay, I can't throw this fucking thing at the fish. Okay, Jesus Christ. I was like mindlessly trying to cast at this fish while we were talking, and I couldn't fucking do it because he keeps turning around.
Sometimes these fish, man, they're just not trying to get caught.
Yeah. Sounds like my last fishing trip back home. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, Jesus. Alright. So, I don't know, is there any other thoughts you have about Warzone at the moment?
Not really. Like, I think it's like the best VR at the moment. I mean, I haven't played.
It really
I haven't played Fortnite.
I believe that as well.
I was playing Apex before this, and I definitely prefer Warzone over Apex. But I mean, I definitely feel like this is what the team worked on.
Yeah, it just feels like the most balanced, most polished part of Warzone, of Call of Duty Modern Warfare in general.
Yeah.
Oh, I got an alligator guard. That's cool. And I feel like that's probably what... Oh, I accidentally released it. I'm a fucking idiot. I had to swap something out of my bag, and I fucking hit let it go by accident.
Let it go.
Oh my god, I knew you were going to sing it too. I was like, if Chaz does it, I'm going to at least put like a little sound bite for a second. But you beat me to it, so I don't have to worry about looking that up again. So that works. But yeah, it's just so good. It's the best part about Modern Warfare. Like they could have released that from November and not done multiplayer or a campaign, and I'd have been totally fine. I would have probably bought it for $50.
I think they're smart for waiting and putting this out later.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. I mean, the weird thing though, let's talk about this real quick. The weird thing is that it's you can get it for free. You can get it for free on PlayStation, Xbox, PC.
Yeah.
Warzone. However, you still have to download the full base game, which is like 100 gigabytes at this moment, and all the multiplayer packs.
Yeah,
all the
I don't
extra
get
stuff, just to be able to play Warzone. It's like, why is it not its own standalone section? You know, like, I guess I can understand the base game, but why do you need to download the multiplayer packs and all that stuff just so you can have... I mean, I guess, is it because, like, in the multiplayer packs, maybe somewhere is in the code, like there's something about skins, maybe? Like the skins that were released during that season?
Yeah, it has to be something like that, I'd imagine.
Yeah. It's weird. I mean, I don't know the behind-the-scenes stuff, but I'm sure there's a reason. It's just kind of weird to me.
Yeah, it sucks.
So, if you're going to download Warzone, make sure you have enough space. You need 100, I don't know, 150?
Yeah, at least.
Maybe?
I pretty much had to delete almost everything off my fucking PlayStation to download Warzone.
Yeah, thankfully I have a terabyte, so I was pretty good. But I kind of did like a spring cleaning, even though it wasn't spring. It was kind of like winter. I did a winter cleaning on my PlayStation and kind of just like deleted a bunch of stuff that I wasn't really playing or going back to. That was just kind of sitting there. So I didn't have to worry about it in the long run. But yeah, so I guess that's kind of all of our thoughts about Call of Duty and Animal Crossing at the moment. I mean, both are really good games. They're phenomenal.
The perfect times.
Yeah, perfect timing for people who are in isolation right now.
And Doom's not really our thing, but apparently Doom is phenomenal as well. So like,
yeah, Doom always had like that draw of just being like gory for gory's sake.
Like,
so it's not really like my
thing. If you're into that kind of thing, like that is the fucking game apparently.
Yeah, like people who like Mortal Kombat.
It looks amazing. It's just not my type of game, but like I know Cooper's gonna fucking love this game when he plays it. So
yeah, like. I don't know. I mean, I haven't played this one, so I don't know if there's like a really good story behind it. But Doom never really was like a very story.
If I'm gonna play an FPS game, and that's not a story to keep me.
Yeah, like Bioshock.
Like last year, I had promised to Cooper that I'd play Wolfenstein Farm, and Wolfenstein is kind of similar to Doom, where it doesn't really have a good story. It just like shoot shit.
I played. It was like
more of a
the
story than Doom,
like that.
definitely, but like it's still at this.
Yeah, Wolfenstein was actually pretty good. I liked it, but I'd definitely choose Wolfenstein over Doom, personally. But I know there's a lot of people that are really obsessed with it. I mean, it's also got its part in video game history as a franchise. Like, it was like the first
original Doom was one of the first games I ever played. I played that shit with a fucking giant joystick on a white gateway. It was
yeah, throwback, bro.
And then they have in like 2 weeks they have Resident Evil 3. Like finally we're having some games that will come out, and then today Half-Life Alyx came out. But we don't
really? I didn't even know
about that shit. But one day we'll play that, and it'll be good. Like it's good. It's good that games are finally coming out. Like we were in such a drought at the beginning of this year, and now we're about to hit a not drought.
Yeah, it was kind of like a shitty point to where all this outside stuff started. We're not gonna really talk about it, but everyone knows what's going on right now.
And like you said, I don't want to talk about it, but I have a question for you. Do you think The Last of Us is gonna get delayed? And games coming out like in a couple months, like Ghost of Tsushima.
This is actually a good topic that we didn't plan on. But that's a great question, and it is something that we do need to talk about. So, for those of y'all who don't know, there's been several things getting delayed due to what's been happening. Movies, events, shows,
pretty much everything.
Games, everything. Like sports has been either canceled, postponed, delayed, just ended. A lot of esports stuff. Thankfully, it's played on video games, so like you can play that online. Like the Call of Duty League is gonna start playing online leagues, which is a whole nother can of worms.
Dude, who is this guy? Boomer? This dude is cool as fuck. Boomer? Sorry.
Oh, yeah. That's what Cooper. That's what Cody was saying, something about you can make an okay Boomer joke. I was like, what is he talking about without context? Because I saw it pop up in the bottom left corner while we were in the museum. But that makes sense.
That's funny.
Yeah, I forgot his name was Boomer, the little penguin in my town. But yeah, he's like a little penguin that's like dressed up in like a space
navigator.
Not space. An aviator, like old school like World War II aviator.
It reminds me of the dude from
like
the
bomber
Rescuers
jacket
Down Under and shit. Have you ever seen those Disney movies?
What was that?
You ever seen the Disney cartoon The Rescuers Down Under?
Yeah, dude, he had that exact outfit, that little mouse.
Like.
Yeah, dude, that is perfect. That is a perfect reference. I'll throw that up in the YouTube video too, so y'all know what we're talking about.
It's on Disney Plus.
Just imagine this as a mouse. Essentially, is that character. But yeah, so going back to it, what was the most recent game? Like, there was something that was supposed to come out.
That's the thing. Games haven't been getting delayed yet. Really.
Yeah. Movies for sure were like red carpet events for them, and like the movies in general, because no one's going to the movie theater.
And like the filming of movies
right now.
You can't have them and people around. But like games, I feel like you can possibly do that from home.
The only thing would be, I guess, maybe getting physical copies out to people. for those who want to do
Yeah.
physical. Like, I got Animal Crossing digital mostly just because that way I can game share between the two Switches for Taylor and I instead of buying 2 physical copies. But yeah, you could always do digital releases, but physical, a lot of people don't have access to either. Some people may not have access to the internet, or like back home, you know this very well. Our internet's the internet's very crappy back there, so it would take forever to download certain games.
I'm thinking about more for like the developers, like finishing the games.
As far as finishing, yeah, that is true.
Imagine working at Naughty Dog. You can't go into Naughty Dog, but you can work on your computer at home.
Yeah,
I don't know how
many of those people.
I don't know. I don't know enough about making
Yeah, I don't know how many
games.
of those people would have like a rig like at home to work on, like a souped up desktop computer to work on. You know, because that was something that like when I was doing animation in school for my degree, like a lot of times like we would go back into the computer lab at Fletcher because it was just a lot easier to work on a desktop than a laptop because it just ran smoother. I mean, it's more powerful because not a lot of us were, you know, spending money to get a souped up desktop computer just for our, you know, computer program to work for school. Like, we didn't have the money for it.
At the same time, you know? Sony has the money. Like, they really need this game out. You know what I'm saying? But like, I don't know. I'm nervous, man. Like,
because what's the release date again for it? Is it in May?
May, and then Ghost of Tsushima in June.
And what's in June?
Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, I think Ghost should be okay. I mean, we still got a whole nother month or so plus until May. So I guess it kind of just depends on the extent of everything, like how long everything kind of lasts for.
I'm scared. If it gets delayed, I'm just so sad. Like, oh my God.
I know it's already been delayed
Like, I don't
once, not due to
understand.
what's happening. Yeah, because it was supposed to be out already.
Yeah, we should have had it already.
Just imagine if we were supposed to have it already,
oh my
dude.
God. I don't want to think about it.
It's so upsetting. So upsetting.
I'm scared.
But, I mean, I can see it being delayed another month, but I feel like they wouldn't want Last of Us and Ghost of Tsushima
They'd have to delay. If
the
they
same
delayed,
month.
if they delayed Last of Us,
If they delayed one, they'd have to push the other one back. Yeah, which I feel like Ghost could probably be pushed back anyway, because it's already pretty close to Last of Us in release time. But they are very different games, so who
Also,
knows?
PlayStation doesn't really give a fuck. The way they act these days, like, they don't care. They're like, you're
they're like,
gonna buy
we're-
these games. We know you're gonna buy these games.
Yeah, we're the number one in console sales and everything. We can do whatever.
So, I don't know, man. I'm scared for games that are like a couple months away. And even a little bit farther, like Cyberpunk. I doubt they could work on Cyberpunk. Is that gonna get put a couple months? Like,
Yeah, and that's also in Europe.
exactly. Like, I don't know, man. I'm nervous.
Which, I mean, it might be... Yeah, I don't know. And then you got to also think about the production of, like, the like, on the inside. Like, after it's all been developed and stuff. Like, they got to mass produce those discs and cases and everything. Like, I don't know if they have a bunch of them stocked up somewhere or...
Yeah, who knows?
Or what?
Or they have to release it only digital or something.
Yeah, who knows? And then you got to also think about the consoles coming out at the end of the year.
Yeah, they're
too.
still saying the end of this year, but, I mean...
Yeah, which I'm more concerned about that at the moment is the consoles.
I'm not. I'm more concerned about The Last of Us. That's the one thing.
As selfish as that sounds, worrying about this stuff when everything else is happening. But we're focusing on games here. That's why.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, we could be worrying about more important things, or we're worrying about The Last of Us, and if the PS5 is going to be out this year. So.
Yeah. Well, we're a gaming podcast, not a health and
World
science podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully everything chills out soon.
Yeah.
I know it's probably going to be a few more weeks, maybe a month tops, before everything goes back to kind of normal. Hoping that's the case. But
So then, we'll be playing Animal Crossing.
yeah, at least we have a few new games that are out right now that we could be playing to pass the time. Gamers do have that little advantage over some people. You know, we could be cooped up in a room all day and not have to worry about it. Where some people are like, I need to have an actual physical interaction with someone.
Yeah, I've been preparing my entire life to be quarantined, so I'm good.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same. So it all works out. But yeah, hopefully everything resolves soon. So hope everyone's staying safe out there.
Stay home.
And are taking. Yeah, stay home. Please, everyone stay home unless you really have to go out somewhere to get groceries or food or any necessities, medicine. Don't go out just to do it, to just say, screw the government, I want my freedom. That's not a good idea.
Just play Animal Crossing and everything will be okay.
Just play Animal Crossing. Play Call of Duty. Play Tetris 99. Do something.
Yeah.
Go back and play Minecraft for like the 100th time. It's better, or watch the same movie that you watched 100 times again.
There you go.
Make sure you have every line memorized and you can recite the movie forward and backwards. But yeah, so we hope everyone stays safe, everyone takes care, be responsible, and enjoy some games while you can. Especially with this time off from work, you know, especially with the work situation for some people, that can be a hard time.
Yeah.
But, you know, we all got to stick through it together and come out on the other side strong. So, do want to thank everyone for taking the time out their day to listen to the podcast, whether you're on Spotify or Apple Podcast. Make sure to leave us a follow. And if you were listening through the audio, make sure to check out the YouTube video.
Yeah, definitely check out the YouTube
playing
video.
Animal Crossing for the most part. At least the first half of it was entertaining. The second half, we were just kind of just chilling. But, yeah. And if you're on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed my town and our cool custom-made t-shirts, which are very dope. I have a shiny Bulbasaur, and Chaz got the 100 Thieves hoodie. And you're rocking some like green Jordans, which is pretty sick.
Yeah, I wish
well.
I could change the color, but I'll take them. I got them from a package, a balloon, so I can't complain.
True.
I just want some good glasses. That's what these grandma glasses.
Could be worse. Could be like those big old like clown sunglasses.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you guys so much again for tuning in and listening and watching. We catch you guys next time. Everyone take care.
Peace.
Peace.